The Kizer Aegis is one of those awesome knives that you can get for yourself that is literally almost a benchmade in terms of its quality, performance, size, and features. Furthermore, it has a secret bonus feature to this that makes this one of the best knives you can take for your EDC everyday use. So let's go ahead and review this and tell you why I actually really dig this knife, and I think it's one of the best knives right now in today's market for the budget-conscious consumer. So if you're looking for an interesting EDC knife that you should get for yourself, the Kizer Aegis is an interesting knife that should get on your radar, and for a lot of different reasons. First of all, the material, the blade, the action. This thing is just top-notch. Now, there's a few things about this, why I like this knife, and why you should consider getting this for yourself. Let's go into the specs first. So this one is 2.8 of an inch long, the actual blade itself, so it is street legal for you. As you can see here, it's not long enough, and because of that, that's a good thing. Next thing about this, it does feature, it is more of a budget kind of a knife, and yet it features a D2 blade over here. Also black PVD coating over here, stone washed, G10 handle, and a thumb stud. The thumb stud comes very handy because then you can easily open this up. Then it has the access lock over here, and it closes itself down as well. What makes it very interesting is the entire design is very nice. As you can see here, it's right in the middle here, or like it should. The clip itself is easily bendable, which is a good thing as well. The material, I really like the way it actually feels. It also feels great in the hand, especially if you're going to be playing around with this or just moving it around. Now, it's also lightweight too. As you can see here, it is not too heavy, not too thick, and it balances itself out as well. Now, let's compare this to a few other knives here. So we have a Spyderco over here, and you can see it's almost the same size as this specific version, which is a nice Spyderco. This is the Native 5, by the way. I just wanted to show you how it compares to another knife in a similar kind of a category and when it comes to size. Now, for those of you who want to see how it compares to something small, such as the Mini Benchmade, you can kind of see that actually, comes to think of it, they're almost the same size. In fact, if you want the budget size knife for Kizer is almost the same kind of a shape and the same kind of a look as the Benchmade. So which one should you get? Well, obviously this one is the cheaper and the budget conscious version, and for me, I rather take the budget any day over paying extra money for Benchmade. And the reason why, a lot of times I just end up not taking this with me because it's just too expensive. Another thing about this is that you have to actually go ahead and flip it like this so it closes down. So this one is engineered by itself really nice because if you press it down, it just drops. Now, as it drops down, it stops right here. So there's a safety mechanism, and it doesn't actually just drop on your hand or your finger, and that's a good thing. Now, it will drop right about here, but that's totally okay. That's the way it should actually work. It also has a hidden compartment over here that makes it even more of a value driven to this knife. So if you're in the woods, you need a survival knife that you can just throw it right in your backpack. This is something I should definitely would tell you, go ahead and do so. Either in your survival pack or your bug out bag, this is the knife that belongs there because of the hidden feature. I will show you that in a second. So it does say over here Kizer. That's probably the only downside of this little knife, is that it has the logo right on this thing by itself, but because it's a budget knife, you shouldn't expect too much from it. Now, because it is an interesting knife, like I said, why this should be your first choice as EDC? Well, first of all, a good knife is a knife that you have on you, and because it is not too expensive and affordable, I would actually pick this one just to always have something around me at all times. Now another thing that makes it very good is this. As you can see, I keep on showing you this and you're like, what is this? What is this thing in the back? That's the secret compartment over here. So like a Swiss Army knife that has awesome things in here, like for example, here is the size of an actual Swiss Army knife, just to compare sizes over here. And right in the back here, take this out, we have this. Wow. And on the other side, we have the toothpick. So we have the Twizzlers I just showed you, but the other one is the toothpick, and we have both of them in one knife. So this gives you so much in one specific knife. Toothpick, Twizzlers, and awesome action as well. Now at the top over here, you can see how the blade is. It's not too thick, yes, yet not too thin. Same deal right in the bottom over here. Well, this one is much more thinner here. I do think that this knife is the ultimate knife when it comes to the size, ratio, specs. When it comes to the money you might be actually spending on something for a knife just like this. Now let's go ahead and test this out. The access lock should go ahead and give you a very good knife for you to use. But let's see if it fails the test here. The access lock is why you like those kind of knives. They have the most possibilities of it not accidentally going ahead and dropping right back as you use this. So keep this in mind. That's not going to happen with this type of a lock. Next thing about this, it's really sharp right out of the box. As you can see, it leaves a mark. Some of the more substantial knives do exactly that. Let's go for some kind of a cutting test here. It's pretty good. It cuts it right out of the box. Doesn't leave marks on the knife, which is another great thing of a knife. You don't want it to leave marks. You had some Benchmade while in a day, they would like totally ruin the knife as you're trying to cut. They don't no longer do those things, but yeah, this one is great. It doesn't do that. Go up here. Let's go for the paracord. Yep, it cuts everything. It's pretty much the knife you should be expecting to do all the heavy duty work with this. Although it's not a Benchmade, it's not an expensive kind of a knife, it still works just as great. So you're not gonna really get this and regret this. You're actually gonna be super happy with this knife, with the performance, the size, and the shape of it too. It's really an interesting kind of a looking knife here. The name is a little interesting too. Aegis is an interesting name, and it's almost closer to my finger, but it's sharp, but not that sharp, so that's a good thing. But as you can see, here's the safety thing, and I will show you right here. So as you press this down, some knives will just go ahead and drop right on you and can accidentally cut you. Well, this one doesn't. You see, it stops right here. And then there is no spring. There is no spring here. The spring only activates around this area, right there, which makes it exceptionally sharp knife for you, but at the same time very safe too. So it's not gonna like go here and then wham, drop right on you when you don't need it to. It drops right about here, which is almost at the end here, which is good. So the spring activates exactly in the right space as well. So you're looking at a pretty safe knife in terms of ergonomics, in terms of the access lock over here, and in terms of everything else when it comes to the knife itself. The looks, the quality, everything about this just screams like a great bargain. Really good knife that you should consider getting for yourself or somebody else as a gift. And it comes in this box over here. So what do you get in this box? You get the usual. You get this right here. You get this says Kizer. Might have a few stickers here. You also have this cloth over here for you to wipe stuff out with, and you might actually need a cloth to go ahead and wipe this knife out. Now that being said, I really like this. I think it's a great knife for you to have for EDC purposes. The box is good too. And if you are considering in the market today for an awesome knife, this one is the one you should definitely consider to buy for yourself or to give to somebody else. Thank you so much for getting all the way to the end of this video. And you're probably wondering what is my rating for this specific knife. This one I would rate 8.5 out of 10. It's not perfect. There is a few flaws about that makes me think twice about, and the steel quality is not the best. But when it comes to budget price and something you would take for your EDC purposes, this is one of the top knives you should definitely consider taking for yourself.